First of all, how you doing?
First of all, I'm doing great. How you doing?
First of all, I'm alright. Dude, every single time I hear first of all, I have to think of that. Every single time.
I think
Every
that's
single
gonna
time.
be our new thing. I think in 5 episodes, Razvan is gonna be like, "Can you guys stop saying first of all? It was funny the first time, but it's 10
Yeah.
episodes in."
We just keep
Yeah.
doing it. Vinny Vincetti hasn't rang us up in a while.
I don't know, man. I think Corona got to him, or what do you
Hopefully
think?
not. But yeah, New
I
Jersey.
hope so, dude.
No, why? Because he's such a bully?
No, I hope it hasn't because
Oh, it hasn't. Yeah, of course.
dude, as a bully myself, I need as many bullies in the world.
He was very
you know.
supportive of you bullying me. He was very, very
Yeah.
supportive. Endorsing,
Exactly. Yeah.
saying
I don't
you're
get
not
much.
even. Yeah, you're not doing it hard enough even.
Exactly. I don't get enough support for bullying, so I need all the support I can.
You don't get the respect. I don't
I
get
don't
the
get the
respect that it deserves.
Isn't it true though that bullies are just people looking for respect
Maybe.
deep down?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk
Can
about
I just
the
say that? Can I just say something, dude?
Yeah.
You're looking real fresh, buddy.
I was about to say the same thing. I think
Really?
you look amazing, man. You look amazing.
Is this why we started the podcast so we can just give each other compliments? Because-
Yeah.
But I really legit mean it. You're looking real fresh, buddy.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. You too, man. You look at the hair gel. You're drinking tea. You look awesome,
Coconut
man.
oil.
Look at that
Coconut
beard
oil.
also. That's like, man, envy you.
It's a seasoned beard.
Is it what?
I got it from my dad.
Oh.
My dad was like, "Here you go, beard."
Oh, and then he just took it off his face and gave it to you on
And
your
he
face?
gave it to me, but
Nice.
then his like grew back in 30 minutes. So,
Okay.
but mine is just there. Like it doesn't. I can't shave it. If I shave it, it's gone.
Oh, you can't pass it on to
Because it's
me?
my Because
Ah,
no,
'cause
because
It's not blood related, damn it.
beard law in Pakistan is that you can only give it once, and then
Ah, shit, okay. And then you can
Yeah.
only shave it off?
yeah.
Wouldn't it be
And
awesome
also
if...
the blood thing that you mentioned.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Like
Well-
you would explode if I give you my beard because of the different blood types.
Oh, okay. So the...
Because like your blood
Wait,
type is more
so if
bubble tea,
there are
and my
any-
blood type is more spicy.
Okay. Is that what Pakistani terrorists do? They just implant their beard somewhere and then... Oh, I think that went too far. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They shave their beard?
Can we...
Then,
Here.
then they tie.
I apologize. That was super... Hey, Woo, all right.
So how
Do you think
doing?
how do you think it will be if, just like with food, you could just plant seeds in your skin so that it grows hair? I mean, that's basically what we do when we
I mean, that's what
do
the hair
hair
transplanting,
transplant
right?
is. Yeah.
I mean, So I was speaking about someone about hair transplant. My buddy Paul actually, and he was telling me about and. So I think that, laser surgery, 10 years ago, it just came out on the market, or 15 years ago even. It just came out on the market, and it was way more expensive than it is now. I think in 10 or 15 years, the hair transplant surgery, which costs like $10,000, will be much more affordable, like maybe $1,000 for each treatment.
Wow.
Or, I don't know. It's
That
my
would be awesome.
theory based on nothing, so...
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, you're not losing hair at all, right?
I don't know. I don't think I am. And if my brother's any indication, I won't lose it for another 3 years. Plus, because he's doing really well. And if my grandfather, who apparently the paternal grandfather is apparently the most important. If
Okay.
he's any indication, I'm going to have a pretty good head of hair for the rest of my life.
Nice.
Because
Man.
he had pretty good hair until 97. So
Wow. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm good so far as well. But
I mean, I'm getting a lot of white hairs, which
That's
I'm
always
super.
always looks good, dude. Always makes you look wiser.
I don't know. I'm trying to blend in with like 26-year-olds and shit. I don't wanna. I don't want people to know that I'm 34. Yesterday, someone guessed that I was 35, and that's like one of the
That's
one of
dumb.
the rare times. It was one of the rare times that someone actually guessed my actual age, because low key, I love it when people are like, "Oh, you don't look older than 27," and I'm like, oh, "Thank you."
Oh wow. Damn. So because he guessed your real age, you were pissed.
No, I was like, I was surprised. Oh yeah, I was super sad. I gave up. No, but I was just surprised because it doesn't happen
Yeah.
often. But it
Dude,
was
everyone
cool.
everyone I know thinks yeah, they guess you at like 27ish.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
it's two things. It's that I'm thankfully, luckily, I have, anyways, I look a certain way. But then the second thing is I always surround myself with younger people. I'm always hanging out with like 25-year-olds.
Yeah, why not?
Uh,
To be
yeah.
honest,
Like
honestly,
my buddy
like
Pascal, 27 years old, young.
yeah. There's that saying, right? People don't grow old because they stop playing. They grow old wait. Oh, people don't stop playing because they grow old. They grow old because they stop playing.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's
so.
so true. So true.
Yeah.
So
I
many
mean, look at Vince McMahon, if I may bring it back to
right.
wrestling.
Oh, he
Vince
hasn't come
McMahon,
up in a while actually.
Vince McMahon is, I believe he's 75 or 79.
Wow.
Now I would say, even now he doesn't really look his age.
No.
But before that, I mean, when he was 50, he did not look 50. Dude, he looked in, maybe a little in the face, but not even in the face. He looked great, but
Yeah.
that's because he was always active and he's always around like
Right.
young, super talented, super hungry, super ambitious people. And I'm sure that aside from him being like that, I think that also motivated him to keep that kind of ambition and
sure.
to keep that pace, 'cause
And
he's
he works out
surrounded by those people.
rigorously, right?
And he works out religiously, but I think he's
religiously.
around people who are working out all the time.
Right.
So I think that is a big deal as well. So that's kind of the thing I do. I like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Yasmin told me too. She said, my sister, she said, if you want to lose weight, just get 5 friends. Just get friends who work out a lot or eat healthy, and that's so true. Now
For
here,
sure.
I go work out a lot with Tarek and Simon, and it works because we all train together, so we keep each other in check, and it really works. Really works.
Exactly, and then it doesn't even become a question of willpower because you actually want to do it because you want to hang out with your buddies. It's fun to hang out with your buddies. It's so it's like it turns out that willpower actually doesn't mean shit. It's just about surrounding yourself with the right people or having the right
Yeah,
so,
and if you lack the willpower, you can always put systems in place so that you compensate for it. So
yeah. And one of the strongest systems I would say is surrounding yourself with people.
Yeah.
I think that at the end of the day is a system, and
for sure,
Look
dude.
at that,
I mean, I actually was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad again. Right? We even played the game Cash Flow. And
cash flow.
Yeah, I freaking loved it, and now I was thinking more and more about really changing my mindset in terms of financials, and I really want to live differently. And I already talked to Yasmin, Vanya, and Tarek also about this, and really changing the paradigm of thinking. So what I would usually do is I would just think of, oh, I earned this much this month, that's good, or I'm happy with that. But I'm never gonna do that anymore. What I'm gonna do is, okay, that's whatever amount it is, that's fine, but that's my budget for investing. And then my income is how much I built new assets or passive income. And then I'll be satisfied or not, whether it's progressing or not. Because I was like, well, I'm only relying on my income. I'm not, and but in the end, my mindset is bad because if 1 month I earn more than the other, then I just also spend more. So basically, I'm not really earning more. So, that's my, So, and it helps to have people around you who also want to do that. And then we played the game, right? Cash Flow. I think it's actually really good and very simple but very fun.
Yeah. I wanted to mention, by the way, speaking of Rich Dad Poor Dad, because you'd mentioned that that Yulia was a fan of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
And she on Monday she did her first
yes,
open
Julia
mic
Brandner,
in English.
shout out to her.
Yeah, and it killed, dude. It killed.
Damn.
Yeah, it killed. It was huge. It was. I mean, I wasn't surprised because I know her humor is good, but I was surprised because I've never heard her speak English or anything, and it's always a coin toss, right? You never
Oh
know
yeah,
with
if it's a
the
new
with the
new language, yeah, for sure.
with a new language. But she killed, so I just
Yeah,
wanted to
her
mention that
English is
because you
also
also
really good. Like,
yeah,
yeah, she
yeah,
doesn't really have
I
an accent too. She
at
really
all.
speaks. Yeah.
I mean, so I've never spoken English with her. So when I heard her on stage, not only was it, yeah, there was no accent.
Yeah.
She's completely like, there's no, she doesn't even like, even I feel like I do a little more thinking about what words to use than when she than the way she spoke was just so it was such a flow. So anyway, so I just wanted to mention that because it's a mutual friend.
Yeah, she's
And
great. She's awesome. She has
yeah,
her
yeah.
own show,
Chips and comedy.
Chips and Comedy.
Chips and
Uh,
comedy.
yeah, and yeah, that's a great open mic, right? It's in German, but
Yeah,
great open
it's an
mic in
awesome,
Vienna.
really cool bar called Dirt Water,
Oh, wow, okay.
close to the Gürtel. It's a really cool bar with a really cool concept. So they for every drink they sell, a little bit goes to providing clean water
Oh, that's cool.
in a certain region in Africa.
That's
So it's a
cool.
really cool concept, and the show is always cool. It's a German open mic for anyone who's in Vienna who's listening. Razvan, I guess, if he wants to do some German comedy, it's there. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So speaking of that show, man, you had two shows this week that were your
Yeah,
own.
dude. Yeah, dude. I'm super exhausted. I've got one more show tonight.
Oh.
Hosted by my main man Melinda Pereira
Mm-hmm.
from Sri Lanka, at All Gazelle. Fresh from the oven is the show, and the
Cool.
concept of the show is that you do 10 minutes, and if you ever are booked again on the show, you have to do completely new material. So
Ah,
that's
cool.
the concept of this show, and it's so I'm super exhausted from yesterday. Now I feel fine, but
That's a
yesterday I
cool
was super.
concept, by the way. That's actually really
It
cool.
is. It is
Yeah,
a pretty cool concept. Yeah, it really is, and I think it's cool because I don't know if he's doing it for that reason, but I think it also gives a bit of motivation to
for sure.
come
But
up
wow,
with some
10
new material.
minutes, new 10 minutes. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Wow.
But you know what? It's all good. I think it's also as
Practice.
much getting used. Yeah, and getting used to, like, who cares if it's, you know what?
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and yes. So the last 2 weeks, I went to every single comedy show, whether I was performing or not, and I spoke to every single person at those shows to, like, promote the two shows I had this week. And I'm happy to say that all of that worked. I'm pretty sure it worked much better than the stupid 20 euros I gave Facebook to. Although Kai ended up coming, I think, based on the Facebook marketing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any
Shout out to
case,
Kai as
shout
well.
out to Kai, main man, buddy of Pascal. He was at the show yesterday. Anyway, so the two shows were pretty successful. I mean, they weren't like huge turnouts. I think 30 to 40 people each, and I was super happy about that. And so, good shit. And it's the first of many.
That's
So
great. 30
stay
to
tuned,
40. That's amazing.
Razwan. Stay tuned. Razwan was there anyways, so I don't know why I'm telling him to stay tuned.
Hey,
Razvan's a
that's
cool
cool.
motherfucker. He shows up to the shows just to say hi and hang out and shit, and then he also performs sometimes. But yeah, there's gonna be many more shows, that's for sure.
That's cool. So what? It's a weekly thing now?
No, I'm definitely not doing it weekly. My plan is now to do once a month a showcase and once a month an open mic.
Okay.
And then possibly a third show, but those two will be fixed. So I've got Loop for my open mics, and I guess Shabin, or if I find some other place, but Shabin is good enough to do a showcase, and once a month each. So
Okay.
so 2 shows a month, yeah.
Okay.
And what about you, sir?
Cool.
Yesterday was joke.
Joke was yeah. Yeah, it
the
was our
first
first joke
episode,
wars. It was the first
Phantom
joke.
Simon.
Yeah, we did our first joke wars. It was great. It was an early show. It started at 6:30, so it was very very early, and yeah, but it was fully reserved. And then yeah, it was pretty. I mean, not 100% people showed up, but we expected that. It was packed though, and I mean, packed for the COVID restrictions, and yeah, it was awesome. So Simon did an amazing job. He really ran the show. It was amazing. I hosted in the beginning and I was super nervous. Suddenly, like, I don't know, I felt like, yeah, suddenly I just felt so uncomfortable. And I haven't felt that uncomfortable in a while. I felt really uncomfortable on stage, and I just want to get away. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, it just felt awkward, and so I wasn't as happy, at least about my performance, my hosting. But I'm just thinking, look, it's a weekly thing, and all I can do now is learn from that experience. I don't know why that is. I was just relying on quote unquote my experience, but I should have prepared better. And I think I should have also meditated and worked out before, because that always calms me down. And I was just nervous because it was the first show, all that stuff. So from now on, I will not, I'll just learn from it and just progress.
That's good.
Yeah. But Simon did an amazing job. Like he wasn't nervous at all. He was super good.
Dude, Simon is I mean, I haven't he just seems like he just seems really relaxed. I mean, I've met him only once, but he just comes across as like very, zen. I don't know if that's also a
yeah, absolutely. And very, very
characterization.
driven, very proactive, very funny, very confident, all that stuff for sure. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So, man, it was cool. It was cool. And all the comedians were great, were really cool. So Nav, who was a listener on the show, was there as well. And he was performing. That was awesome. And Abi, Dio, Justin, they were all really good.
Do you think if when Nav and Razvan meet, they'll have like an instant connection? Because they're like, hey, dude, it's the other Kimchi Curry podcast listener.
From
There's
one in
only
Vienna,
two-
one in Berlin.
There's
Yeah,
two of
exactly.
us. There's two of us. There's twos of us.
Dude, one day we will have more, right? And more than 2 listeners.
We'll have like 4 or 5, and
4 or 5.
they'll do like a meetup, they'll be internet friends, and then they'll do like a real life meetup, all 5, and then they'll like trek to our studio to like watch us record. Anyways.
Yeah, let's see about that.
Yeah.
But do you think we'll be able to do a kimchi curry show in December again?
Well, it depends if you're in Vienna or if I'm in Berlin.
Well, I mean, for Christmas I'd probably come to Vienna anyways.
Well, then 100% we can do a show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess by December, end of December, there will be further restrictions again, right? So
Well,
let's
it
see.
depends.
Let's hope.
You never know, right?
You never know. Exactly.
Exactly what's gonna happen. I mean, it is what it is. But I can tell you one thing is that that show was, yesterday the show was great, and I remember thinking like right now I feel almost as good as after that kimchi curry show. Like the kimchi curry show is still for me the
same. That was the ultimate. Yeah.
And I know well, actually it's not fucking weird because we've said some weird shit to each other. But yesterday when I got home, because at the kimchi curry show, we did the show, and then we were talking with some people, but you and me talked a lot. You and me talked for like 2 hours, I think, after the show, just like,
After kimchi curry,
we were just after kimchi curry, we were just buzzing and we were just talking for like 2 hours. And yesterday, after I was heading home, I wanted to talk to you because I think I wanted to re-experience exactly the same steps after the kimchi curry. So I was like it wasn't the worst. I just remember having this slight urge like, oh, it would be great if we could just talk for 2 hours about nothing, but just talk. And then I was like, and then I realized my mind is trying to recreate the whole kimchi curry experience, like I'm comparing it already, and then I want to take the same steps, So, but it was really cool, and it was also nice to like, for me, definitely kimchi curry is still up there, but yesterday was like very close in terms of
awesome, man.
The euphoric feeling
That's
I had
awesome.
Afterwards. So
yeah. I mean, for me also, kimchi curry was I don't know, for some reason, because I was so nervous before that too, because all of our friends were coming, they would see us for the first time. But
it was our first show. It was
our first show,
losing your virginity.
Right. And it was much better than expected, which is uncommon when you lose your virginity.
Let's not forget, it was a fucking good show. Like there
it was
were
a great
60,
everyone
70
is having
people.
yeah. Do you
Yeah,
remember we planned all that out like just few days before because it was really
3
last
days.
minute, right? Yeah,
3-4
3 days.
days.
And so we expect, and it was one day before Christmas. So everyone was most of our friends were on vacation already somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so we were expecting 20, 30 people and we thought that would be good. And then we had 60, 70 people. That was freaking amazing. And then you
Dude,
did a
it
great
was-
job hosting, man.
It
That
was
was awesome.
packed, dude. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Yeah,
was
remember
like-
we were setting up the chairs and then I think
Someone
even you,
was like, "Why are you
yeah, you were even like, nah, man, don't put up so many. Like, we don't need so many." And I was like, nah,
Could
just
be,
in
yeah.
case. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
and then there
yeah.
were too few. Remember?
And then we had to set up
Yeah,
more.
people
during
had to
the thing,
stand. Yeah. It was.
Pe-
it was awesome.
People had to stand sowieso. There was
Yeah.
so full.
Yeah.
And then But
That
dude,
was
I
freaking
remember
awesome.
like during the break. I remember. I don't know, man. It was like I don't know if it was adrenaline or what, but I remember like I could see my field of vision was huge. Time was passing like really slowly. It was such a rush, man. Like and then when we were talking and we made that decision to have you go last rather than have Saad go last, because-
Right.
because we could feel like, at least I remember feeling like I could sense everyone's anticipation, and I was like, dude, if we have Pascal go and then Saad go after, Saad is gonna be dead in the water, you know, like
well, I don't
everyone-
think Kassad was amazing, but yeah.
he would have been
Yeah.
fine, but the people would have been exhausted because they've been waiting to see Pascal. Like 70% of the people are there to see Pascal, like because they're directly your friends. 70% were there. They wanted
Well,
to see you. They've never seen you, and I could. I don't know. I just had this. It was this weird sensation where I could feel that anticipation, and I was like, we need to put you last, because if we put you before,
Yeah.
it'll be like the explosion has
Would've been-
happened,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he'll be struggling, you know. So
Yeah.
then I mean, we felt it, right, when we were introducing you. It was like the people, and then when you came on, I mean, I've said it to you like 20 times. There were guys in the front, your buddies in the front row, who I thought, I swear, I thought they were gonna die. They were like rolling around. One guy, his eyes were like rolling
I
into
remember
the back
Max,
of his head.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah,
Max. Yeah, he was,
The look he had on his face was like it was as if it was shock, but all like laughing shock, as if he couldn't believe what he was seeing, you know.
yeah.
Oh my god, this was like the greatest
That
evening
was
ever.
a great show, man. But you hosted
Yeah.
so well, dude.
Oh,
Honestly,
thanks
you
a
brought
lot,
up
man.
the.
Thanks.
I freaking loved how you brought in also the wrestling, because that's what you love. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
brought it
exactly.
in, and how that was awesome, man. And then how you brought up every single comedian. And remember, all the comedians afterwards came up to us and they were like, "Wow, guys, this was a great show." All the
Yeah,
comedians, all of the Zuschauer, all of the audio, like our friends, they all said, "Look," and I think they were being genuine. They weren't just saying that to, yeah.
I think so, because they also saw how much effort we put in. You
Yeah.
know, like we really, and also it was our first show, so I think,
Yeah, all
But
that
yeah,
together,
man.
and also the bar loved us afterwards, because
the bar
remember,
loved. Yeah,
They were also like, "Oh no, the comedians don't get any drink,"
yeah.
and then
And then
they
they
were
were-
like, "Okay, get as many as you like." Like we were super happy.
Afterwards, they were
Yeah.
like, performers don't need to pay,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Aight, himbeer soda, soda."
Order the cheapest
And keep
drinks.
them coming, keep them coming.
Yeah. Damn,
We
that
were
was
like
great,
fucking-
man.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
That was
Afterwards, I
awesome.
felt like a king. Honestly, I felt so good afterwards too.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
afterwards, yeah, it was awesome.
But yeah, that's just first of many, right? One day we're gonna have a kimchi curry tour, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's been delayed due to Corona, unfortunately, but for
Yeah.
sure that's something that's on our radar.
So
But
this is
dude,
what.
hey,
Yeah, please.
sorry, no, go for it.
No, you go.
Well, we need to do the video because we're at like 20 minutes or 23
Sure.
minutes.
One thing I wanted to say, I did realize that, of course, there was COVID, so several months kind of you have to reduce. But I did realize that our show was in December, and most of my jokes that I still use are from that show. So if we do another kimchi curry, I wouldn't have really good jokes, at least, that are 10, 15 minutes. And I just realized, oh my god, this whole year I've been just doing the old jokes again. That's basically what I realized. And I was so disappointed. So I was like, okay, I have to write more. How is it for you? Do you have a lot of new jokes that are doing really well? And
I mean, so I did 20 minutes yesterday.
mm-hmm.
And of those 20 minutes, so I had a friend come over who's seen me perform maybe like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's heard probably, I think, max five of the 20 minutes. So I think the 15 minutes, I think I managed to do about, let's say, 13 to 15 minutes of new material.
That's awesome.
And I'm also trying to, I also do a good 2-3 minutes of crowd work when I have the time. So that always is new, right?
Right,
So
right.
So yeah, so I think I do have quite a new. And lately I've gotten over the fear of a little more gotten over the fear of trying new stuff.
That's
so
awesome.
In the last 2 weeks I've tried way more new stuff than I've tried probably in the last 4 months. So
Yeah. Okay, that's
so
really
yeah, so that's kind of the trajectory I'm on. I feel like that's how it is though. Like once you get over that hump of like, oh, let me try one new joke, soon after you'll be like, oh, now I just don't care, and every set or every second set you're already trying new stuff.
Right.
So
that's where I want to get to. Yeah.
Just-
that's awesome
just
that you're
take-
there.
just small steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like first it was, okay, let me just add something to the joke. Like, is anyone here a vegetarian? You know, just add that little thing before I tell the joke. And then that developed into me actually being able to, you know, be like, okay, let me try a completely new thing, a new bit
Right.
in the
right.
middle. And now
Right.
it's like, okay, let me just try a completely new set, or
That's
you know.
that's really good, man. Yeah. So we can discuss it afterwards too. But for now, we actually got a listener call again. So
Aye.
our episode of DM Us Please worked. It worked. So we had one already from Nav, one from Tarek, and now from Razvan. So
Aye.
let's hear his message.
So, hey, Ali and Pascal, this is 50% of your audience talking, aka Razvan. I just listened to your latest podcast. I think it was the latest. I don't know. I download them and I listen to them. I was listening to them, and thanks for the shoutouts, and thanks for stopping doing Harry Potter jokes. Helps a lot. I love Harry Potter, but it's like if I have to hear one more Hermione pun or something, I'll lose it. Just talk about your lives, talk about dating, talk about we're interested. I want to know. I want to know, motherfuckers.
Okay, thanks, Razvan. Oh, damn, I've never met Razvan, so this is cool that I finally.
It's awesome, man. Well,
yeah.
Unfortunately, we've reached the end of the episode, so I guess we can.
Sorry, Razvan. You have to wait for next week, but we can talk about more about dating and more about our personal lives. I mean,
let's do it.
Wow, I feel. I mean, I do love Hermione and her Harry Potter, but I guess we have to get rid of that.
Can we just talk like does it count as a dating story if I say I'd really like to date Hermione? Is that it? Does that count as a dating story?
Oh right, yeah, I guess that would. Dude, that
I
was
think
the biggest dream of my life, man.
I think Razvan is gonna next time he sees me, he's just gonna
unsubscribe, dude.
Yeah, and he's gonna smash his phone over my head. He's like, "How dare you take my question and turn it into a Harry Potter discussion?"
And he said, "Hermione puns. Did we do any Hermione puns?"
I don't know. I'm sure.
I mean,
we did.
if you start dating her, you could say she's Hermione.
You're Hermione.
No, that doesn't work.
Someday we'll be successful.
Yeah.
Comedians.
Hermione. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
I told Kai yesterday. Kai, who's a buddy of yours, who came to my. Oh wait.
We talked about.
Shouldn't we actually? Wait, shouldn't we talk about the dating stuff or?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how much time do we have left?
I guess we have about 3-4 minutes.
Okay. Well, you go ahead.
Okay, so I go on a lot of dates and they're very unsuccessful. Your turn.
Yes, I mean, here too. Yep.
Usually this is actually kind of a joke I'm trying to build into my set, but I talk about how I stopped eating pork, and and when I'm on a date, like I mentioned, hey, I don't eat pork, and they'll be like, oh, for religious reasons, and I'm like, no, 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 moral reasons, because it's like suspicious if I do it for religious reasons, because then they're like, what else does he believe in, And then I'm like, I don't drink, and they're like, well, for religious reasons, and I'm like, no, 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 moral reasons. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm trying to make it a joke, right? That I'm
Okay.
trying, that, because these are things that Muslims don't do, but
Mhm.
I'm not doing it because I'm a Muslim, and I don't want people to get the impression that I'm like a real, like I'm like a real, I'm super religious. What else does he believe? Does he believe in 72 virgins?
Right.
That's the idea. So I guess I still am committed. I feel like there's something there, even though your reaction was less than.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, go ahead, like keep working on it. I feel
Yeah.
like so often a joke, like you have the premise and you love it yourself, but it's just not getting there yet,
It's
and
just
then it just
something,
takes
yeah.
time. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it takes
yeah,
time,
for
and then
sure. For
just
sure.
trust the process, right? As they say.
For sure.
But Razvan,
And
yeah, we can talk more about dating. How does
personally,
Razvan date? But okay, we don't have to talk about his.
I think Razvan does pretty well. I believe he
Mhm.
does pretty well. He and
I mean, let's say that he
uh,
does really well, so that he keeps listening.
I
to
think he
our,
does,
our
because
podcast.
because we talk about it sometimes, not all the time, but we talk about it sometimes, and we have some interesting discussions. I'll leave it at that,
Okay.
about the whole situation.
Is Razvan
so.
a fan of Mark Manson as well?
I don't know, but I think he would be.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would be. But Razvan is a cool motherfucker, man. This
Yeah, he
guy's
seems
chill
cool.
as hell.
He seems really
Yeah,
cool.
he's chill as hell. I love this dude.
Yeah.
It's always great seeing him, and he's also cool. He's every time I see him, not every time, but sometimes when I see him, he'll have like a drink, a beer, or whatever, or whatever he's drinking at the time, and he smokes these cigarellos, and he's got this cool mustache. You saw it anyways, and this goatee, and I just think he's always standing there, because him and Melinda are best friends, and they both smoke cigarellos, and I just think these two guys are the coolest motherfuckers I know. Because they're standing there with these like cigarellos and just chilling, and they've both got like different but a cool attitude, So,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways, you and me, we're like real fans of, like you were saying about Nav the other day, right?
Right.
We're just real fans of like all our guy friends. We're like, I wish we could be as cool as our other friends.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we just have great friends, and then we admire them. Like I mean, we talk about
For sure.
Tarek. He's the
For sure.
legend, right? There's
Yeah,
nothing
for
more.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
And there's so many other cool.
Well, I think
friends
I
we have.
well I don't know. I think you're doing it as well, but what I'm definitely doing is like I'm surrounding myself with people I admire
Yeah.
or I think are awesome. Like that's
Yeah.
all I'm doing.
Yeah.
And for me that's the best, because that's like a motivator. Like I see them, whether it's their attitude or their comedy or whatever, I see, or their promotion skills, I see how freaking good they are or amazing they are. And for me it's like, yeah, I don't want to be, that's like, then that gives me motivate or whatever, so I feel like I know through osmosis it'll like bleed through into me. That's
Yeah.
I
that
even
makes sense.
I even said the other day, I was standing next to Melinda, and then we were just joking, and then I said to someone, yeah, I'm standing next to Melinda because I hope that his promotional skills that they rub off on me, so that's why I stand next
Nice.
to him. Yeah.
Nice. Fresh off the out of the oven. That actually sounds like a cool concept.
Yeah,
Really cool.
fresh from the oven, I believe
Fresh
it's
from
called.
the oven.
Yeah. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet.
Cool.
And
But yeah, let's wrap it up. Razvan, thank you so much for sending it in. I'm super glad to meet you finally, virtually, but still. And thank you for listening. And yes, we will reduce our Harry Potter talk, but every now and then it will come up, I'm sure, because we're such big fans. So I do apologize. Yes, we will talk more about our personal lives too in the future. And yeah, please follow us as always on Instagram, Ali the Hasnain and Pascal Hausberger. And Ali has his show, so please follow him for that in Vienna, in Berlin. Simon and I have the show Joke Wars every Wednesday.
joke was.
Yeah, every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So yeah, please let me know if you want to come as well. Yeah, anything you want to add?
Keep your eyes open for the second kimchi curry Christmas special, because it's happening.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. See you next time.
See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.